Hello again. I am going to show you behind the scenes of the map. Okay, let's take it from the beginning. So what I did is I had an armor stand that was on a pressure plate that was withholding a redstone block, which once retracted after the pressure plate is deactivated, the commands will be set, so it plays a door to give positive feedback to the player that they did something, and it destroys the door, so that there's no other escape other than through the door. And this whole sequence with the old man was done. I still have the falling effect. It was done through command blocks that just played messages, and then set blocks to air, so that he fell in the pit and basically got consumed by the pits of hell. And then this is to illustrate that you can blow up monuments, because once he does fall down into eternal damnation, he spawns a TNT block, which alerts the player of what might be inside it. And once they know that, then there's a plethora of other objectives, other rewards for your exploration. And this is done with the clone command. In fact, this animation was done by the clone command and filling the area with air in between all the keyframes. So this is to illustrate the point that you need to shove things into a turbine or a windmill. And that's essentially it for this area. I'll take you down to what it clones, just to get technical. So it clones these two animations, and then this is the crumpled animation that has the grass block that you need for the earthworm victory. So there's 3 victory conditions for the worm: earthworm, tapeworm, and bookworm. Which I thought I was so clever when I came up with it. It's pretty sad. Anyway, oh, okay, so the reason this didn't get activated was because those redstone blocks were part of an AND gate, and they were already set. And the way they're usually set is the pistons come down and trigger these command blocks to set those redstone blocks to ignite this sequence. And what that would do is give you a book. So that's for the bookworm victory. As you can see, highly organized chests. Then here's the do not feed the lion. There's a bit of parkour. I was going to do something with these statues, because as with every good point-and-click adventure game, they have those elements associated with them. Like Monkey Island had the Monkey Island statue head, or some stuff like that, just to add a bit of set design with functionality that the player might overlook the first time. So anyways, here's what this does for the lion. It's just kind of a throwaway gag, but it kind of acts as a red herring, which is kind of important to sort of throw in your puzzle game every now and then. It's good to use it sparingly, which is why it only happens in this one instance, but it distracts the player from thinking about the tape, which is the final and hardest lateral puzzle to think of. So then here's all of the signposting I use. So tape, book, and earth. I didn't want it to be too obvious, so I used sort of peripheral materials. So instead of directly red carpet, I used red wool, stuff like that. And this also uses an AND gate. So an AND gate basically needs all conditions met before it proceeds to the final one, and once this final one is met, it goes to the TP command, which teleports you to the farm to see that Peggy is floating away, just like the trope of cows being abducted by aliens, and then immediately that trope is sort of realized through this cutscene where you're suspended in the air looking at this abomination of a spaceship, and once you get inside, you're imprisoned. And the principle for this is the same as the one in the jailhouse, but instead of actually shooting the guard, your main objective is to shoot the button, which clears this and lets you escape, and this breaks your fall. Also, here's some famous Minecraft YouTubers and Donald Trump. You see Mega Man, Mario, all that good stuff. Okay, so for this puzzle, I wanted to rely on the player's intuition of what they would do. So, what the player would normally do is, let me get a pressure plate to illustrate my point. So what the player would do is they would instinctively try and get up here, but these prevent them from doing so. But they can back here. So naturally the player is wondering, well, what's different here and here? What's different is this small little detail, because you're kind of focusing on the window. But the player needs to jam something in there so that they can escape. Once they do so, they can proceed. Now for this area, it's pretty self-explanatory. The monuments were already established. Yeah. And the rest of the redstone functionality isn't that impressive. It's just setting redstone blocks for the monster spawners that are hidden away, so the player isn't alerted to them right away, and they're therefore put on guard, in suspense. That's essentially it. I'll be updating this video once I get everything else working and eventually put the game mode into adventure mode, because right now it's in survival mode, and the amount of things you can do, just basically there's no parameters, so you can break the map without even trying sometimes. But anyway, that's essentially it, so have a good day.